losing streak is over in a crazy, crazy game. The Rangers defeat the Los Angeles Kings 5-2, and this one had everything. And I don't think we'll ever really see a game like this again from many different angles. Vincent Trocheck is definitely the star of this game, and he scores 2 goals, gets an assist, but there was a lot of good. Shesterkin was more like himself, only allowing 2 goals and made some pretty big saves. But that's kind of just the normalcy part of it. Here's where things get weird. So the Rangers are in a really strange predicament right now as far as trying to make this Patrick Kane trade work from a financial standpoint. So the Rangers called up Ryan Carpenter. Jake Leschyshyn cleared waivers and was sent down to Hartford. They call up Carpenter, and you have to dress 18 skaters, right? So any combination, right? We've seen 11 forwards, 7 defense, but usually it's 12 and 6. This was 12 and 6. But because the intention is to send down really more of a paper transaction in the sense of Braden Schneider and Carpenter are going to be sent down in the coming days. How they'll do it, I'm not exactly sure. And it doesn't mean that Schneider's going to play with Hartford. In fact, I don't even know if technically he would actually travel to Hartford, but that's here nor there. But they did not play in this game. Like, Braden Schneider had 0 shifts in this game. Schneider did not play. Carpenter actually played 13 seconds as he served a penalty, one in which we will definitely discuss. He served the penalty, so he actually had to come out and did play 13 seconds. But the purpose, and it's odd, but the purpose of this was really for injury protection. More than that's what it was. Because if they got hurt, then they wouldn't be able to send them down. So the Rangers, and we didn't really know this until it came out a few minutes into the game. All of a sudden, the beat writers are reporting, per source, Schneider and Ryan Carpenter are not going to play at all. And in essence, that did happen. And so at that point, it's 11 forwards and 5 defensemen, which is tough as it is. So let's, I guess, get into it chronologically. Actually, no. So later in the first, to make matters worse, Keandre Miller spits in Drew Doughty's face. And it's a bad look for Keandre, who doesn't have a history of anything like this. He's a seemingly a likable guy. Like, he's not, it wasn't, it's a tough one because, look, it's bad for his reputation. And after the game, he said that, it was accidental. I'm not sure if I believe it. I think it's possible that it was. He is someone that I noticed. He does spit a lot, but still, it wasn't good. I think there's a good chance that he gets suspended. For how long? Maybe a few games. And so that was pretty shocking to see. Again, considering that the player that he is and the person that he seems that he is, and we know Drew Doughty is one to definitely get under an opponent's skin, but I don't think nothing he did warranted that response. And so Keandre Miller is given a match penalty. It's a 5-minute major. He's ejected from the game. And so now that leaves the Rangers with only 4 defensemen, unless somehow they decided to play Schneider, which they didn't. They stuck with that. They did not. They had Schneider available, and they did not play him. So the Rangers had 11 forwards and 4 defensemen. So I want to give a lot of credit to the 4 defensemen. And that was Ben Harper, who played 28 minutes, which is just insane considering he really hadn't played much at all recently. Against Detroit, I think he might have played just a couple of minutes. Really, that was it. And then yesterday's game against Washington, he played a decent amount, what he would normally do. But 28 minutes for Ben Harper. Birthday boy Jacob Trouba, 29 minutes. And Adam Fox plays 26, which for him isn't like that crazy. But still, it's a lot. And then Nico Mikkola, 25 minutes and 30 seconds. So the 4 of them deserve a lot of credit. That's a lot of time to play, especially considering that you played yesterday. That's the second game of back-to-back. So they'll get a much-needed rest as the Rangers don't play till Wednesday. So they'll get a few days to shake it off. But that was really I can't say enough about the work that the four of them did. They did a really good job. It's not an easy thing to do. They were able to to play pretty well. And the pairs were Harper Trouba and then Mikola Fox. And I think that's good as well, just in terms, you never know what might happen down the line. So it's good for them to get that experience. Look, Ryan Lindgren, and I should also say, I haven't even brought up Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren, it doesn't seem like it's anything overly serious. I mean, Gallant, he says he's not, he said that, and it's day to day right now. I could still see Lindgren being out for some time, but you would like to think that if it was really bad, it probably would have come out already. Like, this is what it is, and this is the diagnosis. But the fact that at least they're making it seem like it's not bad is at least good in the sense that, all right, this isn't going to be like a multiple months injury type situation. So that's a good thing. But so now Mikola moves up and plays with Fox, and I thought they played pretty well together. And then, Harper with Trouba, you wouldn't think that it would go well, but it kind of did. So that was a big thing. And then another really, really scary moment. Mika Zibanejad blocks a shot late in the second, and it looked as if this had the chance to be, honestly, a broken ankle. Like he was in so much pain, he could put no weight on it. And I'm thinking, all right, like this is, all right, there's like 7 weeks left. What does it mean if this is like a 6 to 8 week injury, whatever? And then all of a sudden he returns in the third period. Not only does he return, he scores a goal. So, and it was nice to see the fans, chant Mika. It's one of those things where you don't really see that type of love. Really, it's just Igor that gets it. It's the goalie thing. So it's not, but it was nice to see Mika actually get that support. And really amazing, the fact that he came back out there. And I'm wondering if the fact that the Rangers were shorthanded played into that a little bit. Because to me, it's like, all right, even if you're fine, maybe it's just good to, there's only one more period. But he went back out there, and it shows a lot. The fact that he blocked the shot and, he comes back out for the third period. It was a really inspiring effort for the Rangers. It was a really good win for the team in many ways. Like I said, Shesterkin and just a lot of good things that happened here. What had a chance to be disaster for many. And look, the Keandre Miller thing that's not good. Like that definitely, you don't feel good about that. And like I said, I struggle with how to feel about it because that Keandre Miller really, he doesn't have that type of reputation. He's not like that. I'm sure fans of their teams, they would just assume, as someone who watches the Rangers every game, that he's not that, like, we're not talking about, I'm just using this player as an example. Like, this isn't like a Sean Avery, like, who would definitely cross the line on certain things, like Keandre Miller is nothing like that. So for the Rangers, a really good win and a 4-game losing streak is now over. And that's important. So getting into the game itself, like I said, for most of this game, 11 forwards and 4 defensemen, but they were able to make it work. And you look at the forward ice time, it was just pretty much, it was pretty well balanced. That really wasn't like a major effect at all. In terms of looking at things and being like, whoa, that's a lot more than usual. Like Goodrow played a lot more than he normally would. Other than that, though, I don't know. It all kind of seems really standard and regular. It was the defense that it was a lot different for. So it was just Shesterkin versus Jonathan Quick, and for Quick, he was hooked quickly, no pun intended. As in the first, Ranger power play, it eventually gets on the board in the third, so it had something to show for. But again, I don't like how the power play looks. Sean Durzi trips Chris Kreider. So Kreider actually drew a couple of penalties in this one. But Ranger power play unsuccessful. But at 14 minutes, the kid line scores. It's Alexis Lafreniere scoring his 11th goal of the season from Kakko and Hedel. Lafreniere, honestly, it might have been a pass. I'm not sure what it was, but an ugly goal, bad angle, goes in off quick and in. And a lot of Lafreniere's goals are really not of the pretty variety, but look, I don't mind that. So the Rangers take a 1-0 lead there, and then at 16:37 is when you have the Keandre Miller match penalty. where he spits in Drew Doughty's face. It's the penalty is served by Ryan Carpenter. And look, the Rangers, they killed off the 5 minutes. It carried into the second period. That was a really good job by the PK to kill that off. So the score is 1-0. And then soon after it's over, Vincent Trocheck scores. It's his 18th goal of the season from Zibanejad and Kreider. And this goal, because he scores 2 goals in quick fashion, this was the one I think that takes a weird deflection. And Trocheck, look, he is someone that lately has been putting up points, and he's a different player than the rest of the Ranger bunch. Like, he's not afraid to kind of go in the areas that other players don't want to. Like, it's a good mix for the top 6. He's not afraid of contact, and he has a shoot-first mentality. And so Trocheck scores, and then he scores again at 3:37. So 2 goals for Vincent Trocheck in a matter of 1 minute and 35 seconds. It's Trocheck's second goal of the game, his 19th of the season from Adam Fox. And that would be it for Jonathan Quick. Phoenix Copley comes in to replace him. And the Rangers, 3-0 for a while. And then at 16:52, Mikkola holds Blake Lizotte. And on this penalty kill is when Zibanejad blocks ironically, Drew Doughty. Doughty's the one that takes the shot. Zibanejad blocks it. It looks like it's bad, but as we find out, it ends up being okay. And then as play resumes after there's a whistle, they come back and the Kings get on the board. It's Victor Arvidsson scoring his 18th goal of the season from Kaliev and Danault. This was a close play where it was close to maybe being a high stick, but I think it was the right call. Shesterkin was a little bit frustrated, but I think that the stick was below the bar, and it's a good goal, and so it's 3-1. We head to the third. Fans are excited because Mika is back, but there's an odd man rush, and the Kings score. It's Matt Roy scoring his 9th goal of the season from Danault, and just like that, it's a 1-goal game. So, very quickly, that went from 3-0 to 3-2. Game time-wise, obviously there was an intermission, but in terms of game time, that was like 3 minutes or so, 3-4 minutes. And that was a play where Trocheck unfortunately shoots it wide. It leads to an on-man rush. Harper's the only man back. And, maybe it's one where Igor wants to have back. I'm not going to really complain about it because I thought he really played well in this game. But the Rangers respond, and that was really important. A quick response from the Rangers, and it's Artemi Panarin. So he ties Trocheck in terms of season goal total with his 19th goal, assisted by Trocheck. And Panarin it was a nice pass by Trocheck. Panarin, it was stopped by Copley, but then Panarin gets a second chance and scores. It was a nice goal. And the Rangers take a 4-2 lead. Then Alex Edler hooks Chris Kreider at 3:51. Power play does not score. Oh, no, sorry. Power play does score on this one. It is finally successful. And, of course, it's Mika Zibanejad. So it's great to see Zibanejad score after that scary moment. It's his 31st goal of the season from Fox and Panarin. So multi-point games for Panarin and Fox. And the Rangers take a 5-2 lead. There were some penalties, some 4-on-4 action, where Zibanejad trips Mikey Anderson, but then soon thereafter, Kaliev hooks Trouba. Then later on, Vesey trips Doughty, and then Fiala interferes with Mott. And on this one, Mott was a little bit upset that it kind of looked like maybe a little bit of, an elbow. It might have been. I don't think Fiala did it on purpose, but Mott was upset. Kind of, his jaw was kind of in discomfort. But I thought that things might blow up in this game a bit, but it didn't. Because again, with everything that had happened, just one of the craziest, that's all I can say. This was one of the craziest games of the season from, like I said, many, many reasons, but the Rangers win it 5-2. And so now, what will happen in this next Flyer game? A lot to think about. Will Ryan Lindgren return? I'm going to say probably not, but with Keandre Miller potentially being suspended, does that change things? And will we run into another situation where does Lindgren sit on the bench but not actually play? I don't think that would happen in that case. And I think that feels even more wrong because Lindgren's actually hurt. So, but will we see that sort of maneuvering, or will Patrick Kane be in a Ranger uniform come Wednesday or Thursday versus Ottawa? So we're going to find out a lot soon. It seems like this trade's going to come to fruition. What are the Rangers going to be giving up? I don't know. And so for me, my opinion on the trade, I will give that when it happens. But I'm skeptical, but I want to see how the trade looks. But it's been a weird time, and it only gets weirder, right? With that lingering injury, kind of made things feel a little bit weirder. Now this Kendrick Miller potential suspension, like where does that lead things? So, but the good thing is here, the Rangers end the losing streak. They can feel good about themselves heading into going to Philly and then home against Ottawa. And the question is, will Patrick Kane be playing in either of those games? Remains to be seen, but Rangers win it 5-2. They end the 4-game losing streak. They beat the LA Kings at Madison Square Garden.